Hey, everybody, and welcome to the One Lane Road Podcast, our 1 year anniversary. Woo!
Yep, and
Dustin wasn't ready. Woo!
I was going to let the escorts in behind us holler.
Yeah.
We officially brought in escorts for our 1 year anniversary show. There's 4. We've got a white girl, a black girl, an Asian girl, and a Patty's Place girl.
Dime pieces.
3 of them.
3 of them.
White girl ain't too hot.
Yeah.
So I really thought that I'd come in to a steak dinner tonight, maybe a glass of Crown and Coke sitting here waiting on me.
I thought about turning the lights down a little bit.
Yeah.
Having some smooth music on. Maybe have some rose petals out.
Yeah.
Maybe have your bath drawn.
I freaking love that.
But then I got thinking, no, I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not going to. I'm just going to make it savage. I'm not going to do it like that. I'm just going to do it savagely. I'll make you fix me something.
So you gave me exactly what my wife gives on her anniversary.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. One time we were on vacation. I said, honey, I get the anniversary presents over there. She rolled over, and we were in the beach, on the beach, and I give her some sort of jewelry or something.
Yeah.
She goes, I didn't think we were giving anything to each other.
Uh-huh.
I said, because you're a tight ass.
Yeah, because it's our anniversary and we don't do that, right?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Just because when you say you're not going to, you're not. But my wife is so tight.
Oh, God, that doesn't mean anything. No, we're not doing anything.
She say if there's $1 to be saved,
she's saving it.
Man, you know what? I'm not like a real picky person when it comes to a lot of things. And food obviously isn't one of them, but I don't like everything generic. I can eat some things generic.
I don't like Mountain Holler. I don't like Dr. Thunder.
I do not like that stuff. Yeah,
like
that's
that.
For sure, man. That's like the generic of all generics right there. Mountain Holler and Dr. Thunder.
Yeah, I'm not drinking it.
And you know what else, man? Get the freaking Oreos. Spend $2.50 instead of $1.
I'm going to tell you, whoever that is that made those stupid little black cookies with that, whatever that paper tasting shit in the middle of it is, you can get that off the shelves at the dollar store. I'm going to slap whoever made that first chance I get.
Pisses me off.
Oh, my God.
She was like, hey, I got you some Oreos.
I like my Oreo cream to be Oreo cream.
I said, that ain't Oreo cream. That ain't Oreos.
That's not an Oreo.
God dang it, that's not Oreos. I don't know what in the hell it is.
If you don't get that out of my house right now, you're sleeping in the yard.
And I'm sleeping in the yard. It's not a fun place to be.
You're sleeping in that damn yard.
So, well, thank you for at least thinking about me on my anniversary. I would like to commence a toast. This is for 2 things.
Yeah. Bam.
This is a Mountain Holler. And you can toast it with your
my coffee.
With your coffee. This is my Mountain Holler blue can. That tastes like 1 year of success up here on the hill.
Uh-huh.
So
we've been from a table in the dining room to a closet in the back bedroom to the basement now, and
we've been on houseboats. We've been in classrooms.
Yeah, I think we'll probably stick to the basement.
We've been in my kitchen once.
Yeah, we did. Got
all kinds of things, and so this is also for George Jones, the greatest country music singer that ever lived.
The possum.
If you have an argument, I'll listen, but I won't listen for very long. He's the greatest of all of the times, and he died 4 years ago today. I went to the funeral.
Did you really go to the funeral?
Mm-hmm. Me and James Hatcher and Derek Rich.
No kidding.
And they just because I made them.
All right. Because you wanted to go see the possum. Right, one last time.
There was a bunch of people.
Loving her today.
Everybody done a concert tribute. I went to his 81st birthday bash. I told it on there. I just told it the other day, so I won't tell it again. But it was for you to meet him, and I didn't. It pisses me off. So I went to that the year before he died. Then he died and we went to his funeral. It was awesome. And I was trying to not cry in front of James and Derek because they didn't want to catch shit because they didn't really care if we was there or not. I was like, man, this is really freaking sad right now.
Yeah.
So that drink from the can of Mountain Holler was for George Jones for our 1 year anniversary. What was your highlight of the year? If you had to pick a favorite highlight for yourself,
probably just starting it. I mean, just getting started. That was a big step for us. Big step for all of us, and or for both of us. And getting it going and everything. There's been all the guests have been so much fun. And I've grown a lot personally as I've done this, and I think even Mark Hensley was talking about, kind of coming into my own on it as he said on Facebook. And so, it was, it's not a I've been a really private person for a really long time, so it meant a lot to me to get to do it. And getting to speak to some pretty cool people after that is just a plus for me. What about you?
Yeah, I agree. I thought you said it kind of just took a nosedive. You said we started it, then it started. That was my favorite part. I don't know.
We started it. Now it sucks.
Mark Hensley, that's a big shout out for Mark Hensley today. He said that he enjoyed our shows and that I was a natural on the microphone and that you'd come into your own and he enjoyed it and we were great and we're currently patting each other on the back.
Yeah, if everybody could else keep patting us on the back, we really enjoy that. We appreciate it a lot. Keep doing it.
We love people that appreciate what we do. We love people that pander to us. We have an official fan club. If you'd still like to send fan mail,
and if you could anyway not talk about my big head, that would be fantastic. Just don't do that.
Don't talk about the 30 pounds I've gained. Don't talk
keep
about
that out of your mouth.
Any of my deficiencies in life. Just tell us that
Just tell us how good we are.
Yeah, tell us we're the best thing since sliced bread. I'll if you have nude pictures of us, send them. We will sign them in the mail and send them back to you.
And apologize about it later.
Yeah. So we'll do all kinds of cool stuff for our fans. Get a koozie, drink a lot of beer out of it this summer. Get a T-shirt. Then some bitches was the hottest, best looking thing since Austin 316 on the streets.
Oh yeah,
they're really good T-shirts.
Need to do some more of them. Maybe not that exactly, but we'll do another one.
Yeah. I don't know what we need to do. We need to do something. We need to sell something. Support our habit.
Yeah.
Why does my phone keep? I think we might go for a tank top this year.
Maybe some flip flops with it. Why don't you go ahead and pretend like you've done this before and quit futching with your phone?
Because we've got more guests coming on. We got a big show. We've got the senior editor and online we're not even going to edit that. Yeah. The senior editor of TitansOnline.com, Mr. Jim Wyatt's going to join us. The interview that we recorded last night for you guys. So this is 2 hard nights of work we've put in, and then we're going to be joined also by the social media coordinator,
Amber Harden.
Amber Harden making her three-time
appearance on the show. First female and only female.
We can't, other than our escorts, we can't get girls even to come near us.
We had a couple down here.
Girlfriends of other people's.
Most of them won't talk to us. So let's one quick thing. Let's go ahead and tell everybody about your new position too. Why it is that we didn't get to a podcast last week.
Yeah, man. My new work schedule's pretty nuts. I don't know. I went out to Denver. That was my first. So I started in sales in January, but I started a new role 3 weeks ago, so it's actually going to be more hands-on sales instead of inside sales. So I got to go out to Denver, Colorado.
On April 20th, I do believe, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you were in the pot capital of the United States other than California.
Yeah.
On 420. Did anybody get high? Did you see anybody smoking any pot?
Okay, so apparently the convention I went to actually pushed the convention forward because he thought it'd be a funny joke
to have it on 420
in Denver. I didn't know that 420 was such a big thing. I remember when we were in high school, that's when the term
come about,
came about, gained relevance. But yeah, I didn't know it was such a big thing still. And you hear everybody and their brother talk about that. Yeah, man. I mean, we didn't have a lot of chance to get out and do much on the town or anything. It was pretty strictly business. We had face-to-face meetings all day and everything, and it was kind of like speed dating. People from our company would meet other people. We had 10 minutes with that company, blah, 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 So, yeah, man, never really got out. We went and ate dinner both nights and had a little party the Thursday night to get together at the end, but we did smell some pot as we were leaving the hotel to get on the bus to shuttle us over to the Broncos Stadium.
Right.
You couldn't do nothing but smell pot. I mean, even if you didn't even smell pot in your life, you knew what that was.
Right. Just something completely different, huh?
Yeah, it was.
Well, it'd be hard to miss while you was out in Colorado.
and I'm talking like everybody was talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not a pot guy, man. I don't care to tell that on the show. I'm just like, I'm sorry if I'm losing cool points from my Doritos loving friends.
Right.
Listen, but pot's not my thing. I'm like, God, I hate to reference him, but Luke Bryan's got a song that says, "I'm just a cold beer drinker." That's what I am. I'm a cold beer drinker.
You'd rather go for the cold beer than the 420 left-handed
I'm just
cigarette?
not, man. I mean, I lack motivation at times anyway, and I get hungry enough on my own. I don't really need to smoke pot.
That's what terrifies me, man. I'm fat enough as it is. I can't pass up one of those dollar store fake Oreos as it is, and I sure couldn't just take off to smoking a bunch of pot.
Yeah, if there's a true alternate for my cold beer, it's probably just a nice whiskey and Diet Coke.
There you go.
So yeah, don't.
So it was a pretty uneventful Denver trip then.
I'm sure there was people hiring giraffe asses out there. I mean, I don't take it wrong. I smelled weed everywhere,
Right.
and I know there was some funny looking cats out there, but man, it just wasn't me. Just wasn't me. Sorry to disappoint anybody that thought DK's gonna go out to Colorado and smoke up,
Blaze up Snoop Dogg style.
No, man, not my thing. Hey, I did see Julie Roberts of all people.
Really?
After we talked about her.
Yeah.
At Nashville Airport, I was getting a sandwich before we got on the plane. I was like, she was 2 people ahead of me. My boss was right in front of me talking to me, and I was like, and I was hearing what she was saying. I was like, I think that's Julie Roberts. Finally, she got her sandwich, and I was waiting to get mine. I said, Julie? She goes, hello? This creepy beard I got probably scared her off a little bit, and she said, yes. I said, Dustin Kennedy. She said, oh, yeah, we've talked. I was like, yeah, thanks for,
Thanks for coming on the podcast.
yeah, thanks. She said, no, I'm still going to do it. But she said that she wanted to wait until her album was completed that Shooter was producing first. And I said, okay. All right.
A Shooter Jennings reference made me think of George Jones again. When you think we might get paid for this?
Shooter goes,
what'd your boss think about you knowing Julie Roberts?
I don't think she. I told her. I tried to tell her, but she didn't know who she was. So
right.
I thought it was a cool moment. So it's the only celebrity I saw.
Yeah.
On the, everybody sees everybody at the airport, but I was lost like last year's Easter egg. My first airport experience went great though. I went through security. I got parked. I got limo took me up there from the parking spot. I went through security. Flight went well. Got to Denver.
You didn't see any crazy flight attendants trying to drag people off the airplane?
No. Oh, I flew Southwest.
There you go.
I didn't fly. But no, we got to Denver and grabbed my bag, and it was Denver Airport's 30 minutes outside of downtown. It's ridiculous how far out there it is.
Mm-hmm.
So my boss is talking to me in the cab, so I don't want to be disrespectful to her, so I've got my phone flipped over on my lap, and it's ringing. That's about 15 minutes before we get to about halfway there. About 5 minutes before we get to the hotel, I flip my phone over and look and see I got a voicemail from a weird number. Mr. Kennedy, this is so-and-so from Denver Airport. You have grabbed the wrong bag, so if you don't mind, just turn around wherever you are and come back. So my $50 taxi ride turned into $150 right off the bat.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what'd you do? You have to drop your boss off at the hotel, turn around and go back?
I rode with that guy all the way back. Damn broken English speaking.
I was in Seattle, and the guy taking me back to the airport had a crazy twitch, man. He would tap his leg 3 times with his right finger, then he'd twist his head 3 times, and he'd look out the window, and then he'd shake it off like it didn't happen, then kind of look in his rearview mirror at me. He was going out there. I said, hey, man, you doing good up there? He goes, yes, why are you asking? I was like, no reason, man. No, just checking on you. Everything, just making sure everything's cool. He goes, I'm fine. I mean, we made it about another mile down the road, tapped that finger, twitched his head, looked out the window, shook it off, looked up in the rearview mirror at me again, said, this guy's crazy. He's losing it right here in front of us.
That was the first time he had done acid in his life, and he was tripping the balls.
He looked like he's tripping his balls on.
Yeah, well, we had a 2.5 hour delay coming home, but
that's nice.
It's not exciting enough to talk about everybody gets delays.
Yeah. Well, you want to jump into the Jim Wyatt interview here? Or?
Yeah, thank you in advance to Jim. As we call him here, he's on his way to Philadelphia for the NFL draft in a couple days. Or, be honest with you, I don't know if we're talking is things live or we're referencing back to last night, Lucas. But we recorded this interview live with Jim Wyatt last night. So yeah, it was last night. So we're gonna welcome Jim onto the show, and he had some great talk about the Titans in the NFL draft.
All right.
Well,
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get into calling Mr. Jim Wyatt here, senior editor for the Tennessee Titans. He's going to give us an official draft preview. With the draft 2 days away.
Nice.
Is it Jim Wyatt?
Hey, Jim. It's Dustin and Lucas. How are you tonight?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Doing good, bud. How are you?
Yep, doing good. Doing good. Yeah, this works out well. Yeah, I'm on the way to the airport and catching the flight here in a little bit, so I got a good little window here.
Good. Well, I appreciate you fitting us in your schedule. I know you got a crazy week coming up. Is there hardly anything like the NFL draft for a man like yourself that gets to cover the sport of football?
It's a lot of fun. Free agency, is fun too. I mean, it's a little different, obviously, because you never know when stuff's going to happen, and so the schedule is different than the draft. As far as the hype leading up to it, it starts in January, and you go from the Senior Bowl to the combine to the pro days to the visits. I mean, there's so much hype leading up to it. It definitely is unique in that way.
Yeah, it's almost like there isn't hardly an off season anymore with everything that goes on from January until the season starts again.
There really isn't. The only off season is at the end of June and first couple of weeks of July when they're after they break camp and after break mini camp. But that's about the only window when it kind of gets really quiet.
A lot of room for optimism right now. How would you rate the free agent period for the Titans? I know a lot of people were looking at the big names like Brandon Cooks and Alshon Jeffrey and guys like that. Then John Robinson decided not to go after that. Well, he was after Cooks, but so maybe not as big in names, but maybe some areas of need that the Titans need. How would you rate free agency?
Yeah, I think it was efficient. I mean, it wasn't a DeMarco Murray trade like the one that started off last off season, but they signed a starter in Logan Ryan. They signed a corner. They signed a starter in Jonathan Cyprian at safety. Sylvester Williams, the big nose tackles. He's going to be a force in the middle. Those are three keys that help the defensive side of the ball. And then guys like Trawick and Bates will help significantly on special teams without question. And then Eric Weems from Atlanta, the return man, can help as well. So those are some of the big ones. They filled some other holes as well. Got a big guy in Lolito that's going to add depth to the line. And I think now the draft has to kind of round out some of the offseason acquisitions.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And do you think our fans' expectations may have been just a little bit too high entering free agency after the splash that John Robinson made in year one?
Yeah, man, I think a lot of times, and it's like that in all 32 markets, and then people see these players that are scheduled to become free agents, and they start envisioning them in a Titans uniform or a Colts uniform or a Saints uniform or a Bears uniform. I think every fan base kind of gets a little greedy at the start of free agency, and John Robinson's got to approach it, with the mind on not only the current payroll and roster, but also the future. And you can't overpay guys. You can't make a trade that's going to put your draft in jeopardy. You can't make a move that's going to disrupt the locker room either. I mean, you go out and sign, a Dante Hightower and pay him, what the Patriots paid him, and he's making more. He's immediately coming in making more money than everybody on the defensive side of the ball, and or you go out and sign another player, another position, and throw a lot of money at him, then that kind of disrupts the locker room. I'm not saying that you can't go out and spend some money in free agency, but you got to think about how it might impact the team and how other players might react to it as well. You got to pick your spots on when to do it, and I think John Robinson's proven that he thinks big picture and not immediate immediate bang or immediate splash.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you also take into the account the fact that you're going to have to pay Taylor Lewan and and Marcus Mariota in the next couple of seasons. You're going to want to extend them. Of course, they picked up the option today on Taylor, but you can't just go out and throw all your money. Just because you've got the money doesn't mean you got to go out and spend it a la Jacksonville every spring. It's piece by piece, and building through the draft is, I always look at something like the Seahawks did a couple years ago with their Super Bowl run early on when most of those guys were on their first-year deals.
Yeah, and I think, you look at teams like the Patriots who have historically been winners. They had a good offseason this year, and they signed some guys that are going to help them. I think part of that's done is because they're bracing for the end of Tom Brady in the not so distant future, and they realize they need to, if they want to make a few more runs at this, they need to acquire some players. So, but most of the time they're not huge spenders in free agency, and most of the time they're in the playoffs and competing for Super Bowl. And the Steelers have been a perennial power without spending a bunch of money in free agency. The Packers have done it without spending a lot of money in free agency. So, John Robinson wants to build the draft. He wants to supplement the roster with some guys in free agency. You got to be smart with moves financially, and you got to be smart with moves as you try to build the roster.
I've got a really good friend that is a Packers fan, and he absolutely loses his mind every spring when they don't spend the money. And then you also look at, you mentioned the Patriots, and we'll touch on them. Why in the world would the rest of the NFL be so willing to trade such good players to the Patriots? I mean, where they're at every year, and they reload with Dwayne Allen and Brandon Cooks, and the other players they picked up this offseason.
Yeah, I mean, the Patriots are pretty savvy in how they conduct business, and they've not only acquired some good players, but they get players to take less money to stay, and they get players to buy into the team concept where they're not necessarily worried about making the most money. They're more worried about winning rings and being a team. And John Robinson is from that same tree. He has the same philosophy here. That's what he wants to build in Tennessee, and I think hopefully in not so distant future, people are looking at the Titans as a way to do things, a way to run a business with success.
There's already early rumblings about maybe dark horse Super Bowl this year, which may be putting a cart before the horse there a little bit, but you never know. NFL is a quick turnaround, and so that turnaround will help start this Thursday. So you're, like as we mentioned, you're on your way to Philadelphia right now. Your flight leaves in a couple hours. So what kind of buzz will be going on right there in Philadelphia for the Titans side?
Well, they're in a unique position with a pair of first round picks, 5 and 18. I think the Titans and John Robinson have made it known that they're willing to make a move. John Robinson, tried to hide the fact that he'd like to get a second round pick. I think there's a lot of uncertainty on what happens in picks 1 through 4, and if something unexpected happens, and if there's a run on quarterbacks early, then that could bring some action to Tennessee to make a trade. So I think, from a Titans perspective, I think there's kind of in a wait and see mode, like a lot of other teams, and I think it's a draft where anything could happen. I'm talking to people leading up to this, and they say with Titans and with John Robinson, kind of expect the unexpected, or you just never know what he's going to do. He's been bold. Made 5 trades last year in the first years in GM. I wouldn't put anything past him.
Yeah, I've never seen. I mean, as long as I've been a fan here, I've never seen draft time be this exciting in Tennessee. You'd almost cringe when Rustin Webster would be making those picks. You're like, oh man, what have we got coming up here? And you would there'd be optimism for a day or two, then you realize what was drafted. But so I've never seen the air of excitement. What it is around John Robinson, just because the unpredictability that you spoke about from last year. But do you think ideally the best spot? I think that's the general consensus. Probably that the best spot to trade back to would be with Cleveland at 12 and maybe get their 33?
I kind of have them pegged as a team that would be willing to make a move, but you never know. There's always a team that's kind of lying in the weeds a little bit. With an eye on a player without it getting out there before the draft, and then draft comes and they try to jump up and get them. So while Cleveland's a team that I suspect could be willing to move, I think there's going to be some other teams maybe doing some things that people are not expecting, and it's going to make it interesting. And I think going back to John Robinson, Rustin Webster, I think with Robinson, what was so good for his draft last year is that he got big contributions out of a lot of those players, and all of them played at some point. Some of them contributed more than others. I think Rustin Webster's downfall is that maybe he did take a chance on some prospects that really were more potential than maybe what they've proven in college, and that came back to bite him. I do always try to remind people that Russell Webster should be given a lot of credit for signing Marcus Mariota. I mean, if not for Russell Webster, this team wouldn't have picked a quarterback in that draft, and so fans should thank him for that. He's also a guy that picked Taylor Lewan, who we just touched on earlier, and he's the same guy that signed Brian Rackful in free agency. So, what ultimately got him was some of the draft picks, some of the second round picks, like the Justin Hunters, the Bishop Sankeys, some of those guys that didn't pan out for him, and that's what got John Robinson in the door. And John Robinson's done an outstanding job since taking over, and not only in the free agency and the draft, it definitely has things at a really good point.
Yeah, and Rustin also brought in Delaney Walker and Bernard Pollard to that team. So a couple. I mean, Bernard didn't pan out, maybe like everybody would have liked, but Delaney for sure has quite possibly, maybe the best tight end in franchise history. I guess a lot of people would still argue with Frank Wycheck, so whoever you prefer there. Yeah, I mean, he made some good contributions. I'd agree with the second round thing. I think that's a lot of the downfall. Also with Zach Brown in that category and Dorial Green Beckham. So what do you think if they stand pat? What would you think? Where do you think they'll go at 5-18?
I just think some combination of receiver and helping the secondary.
Yeah.
Again, you never know. What else potentially could be done. I like O.J. Howard, like Jamal Adams myself. I don't know how much the GM likes him. It's just obviously, he's not sharing top secrets with anybody. That's how you get. That's how you get somebody to jump you in the draft order. So, it's easy for me to speculate like everybody else and say corner, receiver at 5-18. But if there's another guy that they fall in love with, that changes everything. There's three receivers, first round guys. Potential first round guys in Corey Davis, Mike Williams, John Ross. Wouldn't surprise if one of those three is a pick at some point. Right. I'd be surprised if 5. And then in the secondary, you got a lot of options, but I think Lattimore's the guy everybody kind of thinks is the top guy, but he, would be surprised if he goes before they get to 5. So you just don't, and then the draft is so deep at corner, do you jump and take a corner if Lattimore's gone, knowing that there's a lot of other guys, that you can have late in the draft. So those are the things that I know John Robinson's considered and weighed and discussed with his staff for weeks.
Yeah, and I think that's what's so exciting, because in previous years you kind of have an idea of, maybe where they're going. At least 3 or 4 players where you can kind of pinpoint where they're going. But this year it really is wide open, because you read one day that it's the Lattimores, and obviously there's 3 receivers you named, and also with O.J. Howard. It really is. It's all up in the air this year for where they're going to go.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, everybody's assuming the Browns are picking Garrett, but let's say they jump up and take Trubisky by some chance, then the whole thing is thrown off right out of the gate. And
San Francisco's very happy if that happens.
Yeah, but they kind of I get the sense they may need a quarterback too. So you'll wonder if they jump up and take one. I mean, you never know with the quarterback. I mean, teams are not going to show their hand if they like one of those guys, and so you just never know if somebody can jump up and take those guys early. And if they do, then the whole draft is kind of up for grabs.
Yeah, it really is. It's an exciting time to be a Titans fan. Exciting time to be an NFL fan for this. It's definitely one of the most fun nights. What's the atmosphere there live in Philadelphia? What are you expecting for the crowd?
It's pretty cool. I was sat inside of I guess the Roosevelt Theater last year in Chicago during the draft. And just you see fans from every team in the city. And make a lot of noise leading up to the draft. And then when those picks are made, there's just a lot of excitement. I don't think some of the fans cheer who's picked. They're going to cheer either way or boo either way. But it's the way the league puts it on. I mean, they do a lot to generate excitement. They've got an NFL experience or an NFL event that's alongside of where the draft is held, and that's gets everybody into that vicinity. I think it could be held right near the Rocky Steps in Philadelphia on Thursday night, and I think the weather's supposed to be pretty good. So it should be an exciting couple of days, for the NFL and for the city of Philadelphia, and if all goes well, for the Titans as well.
What do you think the chances are of Nashville landing a draft here in the next 5 years or so, the way the city's growing?
I'd love to see it happen. I think it sounds like Dallas maybe is in play for next year. Wouldn't be surprised if LA, gets in the mix at some point as they're getting back on the NFL map with their teams, and it sounds like NFL. I think certainly other cities are going to vie for it. I'd love to see Nashville host it. I think the city do a great job. They did a good job. Certainly the NHL was in town for All-Star Weekend, and done a great job with every event that's been here, whether it's a bowl game or whether it's a basketball tournament. This city is thriving, and a lot more hotel rooms. All you got to do is look at the downtown skyline, and you see coming up, and a new Marriott coming up, and it's a great city, and people love to come to Nashville. So if that ever happened, I think the city would handle it really well, and the city would look great because I talk to people all across the league, that cover NFL teams, and every one of them tells me that Nashville is one of their favorite places to come to. A lot of times it's right behind. Everybody likes to go to New Orleans, but if you're an NFL writer, but Nashville's turned into a great city to visit as well.
I was out in Denver last week for work, and it was as soon as they seen my name tag, they seen that it was Cookeville, Tennessee, and I would say about an hour from Nashville. And I love Nashville. I love Nashville. My wallet doesn't like Nashville. My head doesn't like Nashville the next morning. But they everybody really went on, and so of course they asked me, "Have you ever been to Tootsie's?" And I said, "Yeah, I think I've been there once or twice. It seems like."
Yeah, it's a happening place. I mean, I'm somebody grew up in Nashville. Went to grade school, high school in Nashville, and see how much it's grown. I'm proud to say I'm from Nashville. Anytime somebody asks me, and I still, just enjoy sometimes, with my wife or my kids. Just like to get in the car on a Friday or Saturday night. If I don't get a free pass from my wife to get out downtown myself, we like to just kind of drive on Broadway just to see the excitement and see everybody having a good time. It's packed on Friday and Saturday night, and people having a big time from all over the country.
Yeah.
It's a great city.
That place is packed on Tuesdays at 6. I mean, I don't know. They don't have to be Friday and Saturday anymore. Every time you go downtown.
You're exactly. Yep. That's exactly right. That's the truth. It used to be just a weekend destination, but now every day of the week there's something going on, especially during the summer. And when the CMA Festival's in town here in a couple of weeks, it's going to be crazy. So I wish it was like that about 20, 30 years ago when I was still in my prime and could put a couple of consecutive nights together. Now it's tougher to get out, and it's tougher to bounce back from some of those nights.
I understand that completely. And you said that you get the pass from your wife. That's probably another thing. It's not as plentiful as it was when you were younger. Is getting that permission slip signed to go out on the town.
Yeah, it used to be I could sign my own slip.
Yeah.
Now I gotta. Now I do have to get permission, and with my schedule, you got to pick your spot as well.
Yeah.
So I do love the energy in the city. I like country music. I like seeing people have a good time. So it's a good city for all that.
Oh, yeah. Impossible not to have a good time there. I was at Tootsie's not too long ago, probably 2 months ago, and I was standing on the steps just trying to make my way down, and I looked down, there was a dollar bill stapled to the stairway, and it said Dustin Kennedy 9-14-14. It was like after a Titans game 3 years ago, and just happened to randomly be standing next to it and had no memory and recollection that I'd ever wrote that there.
Well, I guess you're lucky it wasn't a 20.
Yeah, well, yeah, very, very glad to see it wasn't a 20 or 100, for sure. So not that I don't spend that much money there. It don't take long. We went down for my anniversary last June, and we were down there for an hour and a half. Seemed like we'd spent $100 already. So
yeah, you could definitely go through the money pretty quickly down there.
Sure, that's it, man. Well, hey, we won't keep you, Jim. I just really appreciate your time. That's Jim Wyatt, Titans Online, and what's your Twitter handle for everybody?
It's at J Wyatt Sports, and then of course the Titans Twitter handle is at Titans, and then TitansOnline.com is where people can find written content about the draft. I know Ashley Farrell and Amy Wells from Titans Online will be up in Philadelphia as well with videos, and have a lot on the website here over the next couple of days about the draft and then beyond, because once the draft takes place, then you're going to bring these guys in for a rookie camp, and then you're going to have some of these OTAs and mini camps coming up, and then the season's going to be here. So there's going to be a lot of content here over the next, really the next 365 days. It really never stops.
Good job to have, man. Exciting job to have.
Not bad. There's a lot of interest in the Titans, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing your updates in the next few days, and can't wait to see who we take with the potential 5-18 if we stick there. So safe travels tonight and have a good time in Philadelphia.
Okay, appreciate you having me on.
All right, thanks, Jim.
All right, thanks again to Jim Wyatt.
Yeah, Jim's also he's always a great source of information and always willing to do these interviews, which I think is awesome of him. And
if you're a Titans fan, he's a fantastic follower on Twitter, so go check him out. I seen a bunch of posts he was having today about what was going on while he's up there in Philadelphia. So if that's your thing, go check it out.
He does excellent work for Titans Online. Sometimes I miss him working for the Tennesseans because he was just on the ball so much.
Yeah.
But he still does excellent work. Best in the business, in my opinion. And for all you Titans fans that are listening, for Jim White, hang tight. We're going to bring you the social media coordinator, Amber Harding, and she's going to talk a little bit of Titans football and more so about her fitness competition she's got coming up.
Yeah, she's 2 weeks out from the Battle on the Bluff, which is what she talked about the last time she was here, and we're going to get a little update on how her prep and everything's going.
Hey.
There she is.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm getting ready to go to the gym. Usually what I'm doing. I'm either going to the gym or going to work. That's my life.
Right. Well, how's the gym going these days?
It's going good. I am only 9 days out from my shift.
9 days from the Battle on the Bluff.
Yeah, 9 days from Battle on the Bluff. It has happened very quickly. Because May 6th seemed like so far away, and now May 6th is next weekend.
Well, are you ready? Do you feel like you're ready?
I feel like it. I mean, I think like physically I'm ready, but mentally I don't know. I am watching like a YouTube videos of the stuff from years past. It's like little snippets that I could find on YouTube. And there was one in the bikini division where a girl goes out there and like she didn't fall, but she was very obviously tripped over her feet.
All right.
And that's my biggest fear. You know, is like these like months of hard work and discipline that I put in, and then to like ruin it all by like tripping on stage or something.
That has to be your biggest fear, I would imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like it's such, you get such a short amount of time. You get like 10 seconds to do your individual presentation, and so like one little slip could totally make a difference. You know.
Well, so
I guess that's what I'm really scared of.
So have you really grooved in the posing routine now, or?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, I practice and practice, and then like last week, my coach changed my front pose. I was like, "You're kidding me, right? We're 2 weeks out." And he was like, "Yeah, but you look so much better this way." And I like the new front pose better. It's a little awkward to get into because my feet are actually facing forward, whereas before he had one of my feet facing off to the side, which is not an easy thing to get into. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like it's an easier transition for me, but it's different than what I've been practicing for the last 3 months. So that makes me a little bit nervous.
Yeah, those little changes, they're hard to see whenever you're a little ways out too. So it may be something that's just now come about because your body's probably changed so much since you got started.
Right. Exactly. And I know some competitors take a little while backstage, like calm their nerves. I think that's just terrible.
Hey, we lost you, I believe.
No, you're good. You're just, it seems like you're cutting in and out. I don't know if it's our phone or your phone. We live in the middle of nowhere. You're in Nashville. I would imagine it's our phone. Yeah, you're just, I don't know, just kind of cutting in and out for some reason.
Oh, good. Okay.
So you're officially that awkward person that's posing in every mirror in the gym right now that people just hate to look up and like, God, she's posing, she's showing her quads off again.
Well, the good thing, my gym actually has
She's gone now. Yeah, we've lost her.
No, you're still on.
I'm here.
Yeah, I don't know. We've literally done this. Well, yeah, we've literally done this for about 52 weeks now, so I don't really know what the issue with the phone is.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I've just been at my house. There's an airplane right now, so that might be.
I don't know. No, I think it's us. I'm not trying to say that, but hey, and I also want to say before we get too much into your fitness right here, you're officially the first 3-time guest on this show, I think, not named Jeremy Mackie.
What?
Yeah.
I am honored.
Yeah, we're honored. And I think you should get a T-shirt or something.
I think it deserves a T-shirt.
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure.
I'll send it out on the gram and everything.
Yeah, what you probably need to do is just cut it up and wear that for your posing uniform or your posing bikini.
Can you imagine? That would be legendary. Like if I just walked out on stage in a cut-up T-shirt.
Hulk Hogan ain't got shit on me.
That's it.
So how's everybody treating you around? Like, have you found like where a lot of people supporting you? You getting some digs from people here and there, or everybody pretty supportive?
You know, it's kind of funny. You know that song, "You Find Out Who Your Friends Are"? You really do. Because crap does a lot of things to you. One, it makes you pretty antisocial because I'm not drinking, I'm not eating at restaurants, anything like that, and that's like the base. That's what people do in social situations. They say, "Do you want to go get a drink? Do you want to get lunch? Do you want?" And I can't do any of those things. I mean, I can go, but I can't partake. You know what I mean? So like, I don't really go out much, and then especially these last few weeks, like I get hungry, so I don't want to stay out too late because the longer I stay up, the longer I go without food, and it makes me hungry. So I like to go to bed early, and I have to get up and do fasting cardio, so I can't really stay out late anyway. So I've been pretty antisocial. And then also, sometimes when I'm a little constipated, I can be kind of a raging witch. It's really hard for you to believe, but it's true. And so I know that some people have had to put up with that a little bit. But for the most part, I mean, everybody's been really supportive. Most people don't really understand what I'm doing or why I'm doing it, but like they think it's cool, or they support me in doing it. So I've been lucky in that. There have been some people who have said some weird things to me, or I get comments like somebody said to me the other day, like, "Well, what does your employer think about you doing something like this, wearing a bikini on stage?" I'm like, "Well, my employer doesn't really care."
Yeah, what would that matter anyway?
Yeah, it doesn't really. I'm not going to go out there and like shout out my employer's name on stage or anything. Like, I don't really know why that would be a big deal.
So your bikini's not a Titans bikini.
Like, yeah, it's not as. I wish it were though. I mean, if they wanted to sponsor me, I would totally do it. But I don't think they do. But yeah, and then little things, if Amber, like our food's not good enough for Amber, things like that. Those are so silly. But, like every once in a while,
snobby comments like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and then like you get some people who don't really understand the process, and so they think I'm just like not eating at all. And so I get some people who joke with me about like, Amber had 2 almonds for lunch today, or Amber is starving herself, or whatever. And I'm like, no, that's not really how this works. Actually, 6 meals a day. They're just not what you eat.
Yeah.
So,
well, how has it been? How have people? Your face has changed quite a bit. Your cheeks and everything sink in quite a bit, and that's probably people got to wonder what's going on really with that too, right?
Yeah, because when people from our hometown, when their cheeks sink in, it's meth. So to clarify, that's not what's going on with you.
No, it's been crazy because my body has changed so much. I mean, I've lost like 15 pounds, which I was never big to begin with. So like that's a lot. So I definitely changed a lot, which has been really weird for me to see. But the funny thing is, because I do work for the Titans, the players have been gone like this whole time I've been prepping, right? And so they haven't seen me since like the end of the season. So the first day back, everybody's like, "Whoa, what the hell happened to you?" Everyone was like, "You're so shredded now." But it was like, it was fun. It was a really funny first day because like I forgot that they hadn't seen me in 2-3 months or whatever, and so it was just like a complete change.
Derrick Henry's still not seeing your ass either. He needs to get on in or camped and see you too.
Yeah, Derrick has no idea how shredded I am. He has no idea who's listening.
So what was it like to see all of your abs the first time? I'd love to know. I'd love to see all of your abs one time. I know your obliques and everything come out finally, so I'd love to see that on me.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Having a 6-pack is the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah, it almost makes all that worth it, doesn't it?
It really is. Like, you never want to like put a shirt on or anything.
Oh
like,
yeah.
It's like it's and I mean, it's like a sense of pride. It's like I had to do a lot of things to get this, and I had to pass up a lot of delicious food to get this. So it's really cool, and I know that like the process of reverse dieting after my shows is going to be the hardest thing because I'm going to slowly watch it disappear. It's going to make me very sad.
Yeah, it's be sad to get and eat that first donut, but then having to watch those abs slowly slide away.
Yeah. I mean, my last show is not going to be till June 17th, so at least I've got a little bit of time to enjoy it. So everybody invite me to as many pool parties as possible. And then, no, I'm hoping to be able to maintain. If I choose to compete next year, I'm hoping to be able to maintain. I'm obviously not going to be stage clean all year. That's impossible, and also would be completely miserable. But I'm hoping to maintain at least some of the progress that I've made so that I can have a better starting point next year. But I'm definitely going to have to build some of my muscle back and everything, because you do lose that when you do as much cardio as I'm doing. Like, I look muscular, but I've definitely lost a lot of muscle in the process.
You sure turned into a Deltasaurus Rex, too. I seen them shoulders popping out.
Oh, yeah. No, I had no idea my shoulders were like that. But, like, even the girls at my check-ins are always like, oh my gosh, your shoulders. And I'm like, I don't know how I did that, honestly, but I'm okay with it.
If you keep on taking pictures of Maisha Tate and posing, look like you're going to kick her ass, Preston Penn will be following you around with 8x10 soon.
Everyone was don't dig on Preston. Everyone was joking with me about that picture, because they're like, oh, you look like you could take her. I'm like, okay, do not be fooled. I cannot take Maisha Tate.
Yeah.
Don't even suggest that.
Yeah, it would look real good until Maisha Tate had you in a headlock or a chokehold.
Oh, yeah. No, like, yeah, I wear a bikini on stage. She actually, like, messes people up.
She wears a bikini and messes people up whenever she does it.
Yeah.
So how did you get, what was the thing with Maisha Tate? How did you get in touch with her, or what was you doing with her?
It was actually kind of random. The UFC, the social media coordinator for the UFC, emailed me and was saying, hey, there's a fight. We're going to have a fight in Nashville. I wondered if we could partner with you guys to do some sort of promotion before the fight. I know DeMarco Murray is a big fan, and maybe we can get some players out. So I was like, okay, sure. So I talked to my boss, and we got it cleared with Mike and John for Maisha to come, because she's a guest fighter. She was a guest fighter. Obviously, she wasn't fighting on Saturday. So we got it cleared for Maisha to come out, and I gave her a little tour of the facility, and she met some of the players, and that was a really good time. She did a face-off with Marcus as well. They had a picture similar to hers and mine, and Marcus was about as fierce as I was. He couldn't do it without laughing. So.
Did Maisha commentate on anything with you? I mean, I know she's doing commentating now that she's retired. So did she get to sit in and do any of your podcast or anything with you?
No. I'm hoping to get her on though, because she's awesome. She is she is the nicest person. I have a couple of my friends who are big wrestling fans. They're like, how is she? Is she really intense? And I was like, no, she is the nicest person I've ever met. Like, she was just, you would have never known what she did for a living, you know? But I mean, it just goes to show you, like, once they step in that ring,
she's just
turn it on.
She just turned into a bad chick. But she's, one of the good things about her is she got out before she had all that brain trauma and everything. Well, it looks like it anyway, because she's out doing commentating now, and she's kind of hit a groove with that. She's, she was a great fighter. Obviously, had the belt, but she's really good at that.
Yeah, and she's actually she's kind of mentoring now. In fact, while she was at the facility, one of her fighters, and forgive me, I don't know anything about UFC, so I don't know who her fighter is, but one of them called her, and she kind of was kind of coaching her through something. So I think that's a great role for her. I mean, she's like 31 years old or something,
yeah,
31,
still,
and and so she's already retired. She's able to kind of pick up with this new career that she's got. She's mentoring. And who's a better mentor, for a young female fighter than Maisha Tate. So I think everything works out really well for her. Yeah,
she carried the title a lot better than like Ronda Rousey did. Ronda was everybody looked up to Ronda because of her story and everything, but Maisha she didn't have that I'm going to forget everybody and everybody can bite my ass and everything whenever she was there. Maisha was just a good person, so she was a really good champion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I can't believe you even said your wrestling friends wanted to know about the UFC. I can't, as scripted as the UFC and fake as it is, that throw shade at wrestling like that. But
sorry, I don't know anything. Okay, fighting, wrestling, it's all the same to me.
Right.
I'm just kidding. So tell us a little bit about your podcast that you got started with your friends called Fifth and Broad. Tell us everybody about it.
Yeah. So we started a podcast. My friends Chase and Ricky and I, we were together all the time anyway. And one night, man, these airplanes are. I live right by the airport. Sorry. Anyway, we were one night. I can't even remember how it came out, but we just decided we should do a podcast. And so we started. It's called Fifth and Broad. We've only had one episode so far because we ran into some technical difficulties because now we're trying to figure out exactly where we're going to record. But hopefully, like next week or the week after, we will have it'll be a weekly thing. But we recorded it a couple weeks ago. We had LeGarrette Blunt on, who's a good friend of mine. And it was a really good episode, and we had a lot of fun with it, and it got some good feedback. So we're hoping to get that kicking again. But everyone go follow. It's called Fifth and Broad, and you can follow us on Twitter at Fifth and Broad, and you can look us up on iTunes too. Fifth and Broad, as in like Fifth and Broadway.
Yeah, so it's the number 5 TH and Broad. So if anybody's out there looking for it. Yeah, so not to get off on track right here a little bit, but as far as that goes, if you got a little bit of technical difficulty that I could help with, I'd be more than happy to help out with that. I don't know. I'm sure you'll find a good studio down there to record in or anything, but if you need any help, I might be able to throw some pointers at you. Dustin's a really good talker.
We might have to talk about that.
Yeah, Dustin's a really good talker, and he carries the most of the show, but as far as the technical side of it, I've kind of got that figured out between now and then, as long as it ain't trying to figure out how to make a call in the middle of a basement. That'll be that's one I would have a little trouble with for you.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have got to figure out. I mean, we're in a basement, so I'm pretty sure you can find somewhere you can record at.
Yeah, we'll get you straightened out down there. I'll help you any way I can.
All right. Well, we'll have to talk about that.
Yeah.
I enjoy the show. I listen to. I'm
literally downloading it now.
Yeah, I listened to it up until the LeGarrette Blunt interview, and I just never got to finish it. So I've got like 8,000. My icons for a podcast is up to about 8,000 unplayed episodes right now. It's hard enough to record my own, once a week, much less try to listen to everybody's. But no, I really enjoyed it. You guys can really tell how close you guys are and everything. So of course I see all your interactions and stuff on Twitter and know that. So I don't think I've met Ricky. I've met Chase once. So.
Oh, if you met Ricky, you'd know it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that for sure. So hopefully we'll get a new episode up within the next week or two, and it'll be a weekly thing.
Good deal.
What are you mentally prepared for Paul George to leave the Lakers yet?
Stop. I'm not even speaking that into existence.
He's gone. He's off like a prom dress.
Nope.
She said nope.
I'm telling you.
It ain't happening.
Bunch of losers.
Listen, I love Paul George. Absolutely love him. And I've been a Pacers fan all my life. I always will be a Pacers fan regardless of whether Paul George is there or not. But if he leaves me alone with these scrubs, I'm going to hate him.
Well, you're not getting a social media job for the Pacers anytime soon after that comment.
I love them. They know it.
Yeah.
Well, what about the Titans? We got the draft coming up. We talked to Jim Wyatt, and he's heading up to Philadelphia. What's your outlook on everything right now?
Honestly, I have no clue. And we were actually just talking about this. My boss and I were talking about it today, and I was like, "This is the weird." He said, "This is the most clueless he's been about a Titans draft since he can remember." And he's been with the Titans since he came to Nashville, so saying something. And because I was saying the same thing, I've only been with the Titans. This will be my third full year now. But I have no clue what we were doing. We knew about Marcus. We all knew we were taking Marcus. That was easy. Last year, we knew we were going to take an alignment. We had a pretty good idea that it was Conklin. We didn't. I didn't officially know until we made the pick, and I never would. I never knew, but we knew we were taking an alignment. So last year wasn't too. It was pretty much a no-brainer. But this year, I have no idea what to expect. Our graphic designer, Ashley, sits in my office with me as the picks come through so she can put together graphics real quick and I can send them out on Twitter. And we were talking about it today, and she was like, I don't even know who to make graphics for because I don't even know. There's just such a wide range of people that we could pick, we could trade. We have no idea. So it should be really interesting. I'm excited about it. I think we're like right at 24 hours till the draft right now. So
I can't wait.
Excited.
I can't wait. And you're right. It's so unpredictable because with the 2 first-round picks, and everybody's got the feeling they're going to trade back and to get a second-round pick. But, I mean, it's all over the place. Everybody can say wide receiver and corner, but there's so many options. There's 3 viable wide receiver options, really, and there's just a boatload of corners. Then there's O.J. Howard in the mix. It's crazy. I can't wait to see it. I don't think I'm coming tomorrow night. I think I'm just going to stay at the house. I like to hear all the analysis and all the drama and all the trades and stuff. I don't like to get too wrapped up in being in the stadium running around.
I hear you. Yeah, that's the only bad thing. The live draft party at Nissan Stadium is super fun, but that's kind of the only downside is with everything going on, you don't hear all the commentary and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to the stadium a time or two, and like someone said the other day, I asked someone about it, and they said it's probably going to be like the same alumni you've met 450 times. So, and they're right. So I have no really reason to go other than, I don't really have a reason to go.
Well, I mean, not that our alumni aren't really cool people that you want to hang out with all the time, but I got you. I understand.
Oh yeah, absolutely, love them. Something else I was going to ask you. Oh, I posted a thing on Facebook. Have you seen the thing that everybody's putting on Facebook about the 10 artists? Did you see that today?
The 10 artists? No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I never usually play like the copy and paste games on Facebook, but I'm a big concert goer. So it was 10 artists. That, basically, you list 10 artists in your status, and you've seen 9 live, and 1 is a lie. So I posted that. I want to see what your guess is on who my 10 would be, who my person I've actually not seen would be. I don't have the list in front of me, but
I feel like we've talked about this before about someone you haven't seen but you love.
Yeah, but it's not that. It's just like 10 names, random names, and there's one person in the group that I have not seen. So you wouldn't just know it. Lucas is trying.
No, because I don't have the list in front of me, so I don't know who's on this list.
Lucas is going to pull it up real quick.
So here's the 10 names, the 10 possible names that Dustin. So he's seen 9 of these live and 1's a lie. Which one's going to be the lie? So number 1 is Eminem. Number 2 is Stevie Wonder. Number 3 is Garth Brooks. Number 4 is Bon Jovi. Number 5, Luke Bryan. 6, Kenny Chesney. 7, Jay-Z. 8, Ludacris. 9, Merle Haggard. And 10, Snoop Dogg.
I'm going to guess that you've never seen Garth Brooks.
No, but I like where you're thinking at because everybody else was like guessing all the rappers, and I was like, I think you're underestimating my gangsta-ness right now.
I think it's Merle.
I would never underestimate your gangster, but
yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, no, I'm here for you. But I was thinking it's got to be somebody that I wouldn't have expected.
Yeah,
like Ludacris seems too easy. You know what I mean?
Right. I'm thinking it's Merle. I don't think you ever got to see Merle.
I did get to see Merle Haggard.
You did get to
one
see
year before he died. The answer, and I guess I'll tell this earlier in the show. We'll go back and record this. Bon Jovi is the answer.
Really?
Okay.
So you've seen Stevie Wonder?
Yeah. I seen Stevie Wonder and Jay-Z back to back at Bonnaroo in 2010.
That Bonnaroo, that's what gets you. They've got some crazy people at Bonnaroo. That's what it'll get you.
Yeah, that's a really impressive list.
Yeah,
I saw Snoop Dogg and George Jones in the same week one year.
You probably seen Luke Bryan and Kenny Chesney back to back while you was at a Luke Bryan concert.
No, I saw Kenny Chesney a couple times, and Luke Bryan, I saw him in all his bedazzledness, greatness.
You got a T-shirt at that concert, right?
He watches that concert on tape every chance he gets. VHS tape.
I like old Luke Bryan, like 2007, 8, and Luke Bryan. I like.
You like that song "I Do," don't you?
I sing it a lot in my car. No shame.
I'm a country man.
Yeah.
His spring break stuff's pretty good too.
Oof.
I mean, it's okay.
There's nothing like I can't handle the spring break album. He has an entire spring break album. He has a 40-something-year-old man singing about the spring break.
No, I get that. It's like Brantley Gilbert. You know, he used to, like when he first came out, I liked Brantley Gilbert. Now he's 38 and sober, and he's talking about getting down on the weekend with his chain wallet and his skull rings.
I didn't like Brantley Gilbert in 2003 whenever he was singing with that other big fat rapper guy that was trying to sing country, and he ain't got any better ever since. I don't care how many Jason Aldean songs he writes.
Well, Stevie Wonder was freaking fantastic.
Yeah, I would say that's right.
Total change of pace. Stevie Wonder.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you heard it or not, but Dustin hooked up his telephone the other night during the middle of a show, and guess what played? The very first song that played on his iPod or on his telephone was a Florida Georgia Line song. The very first song, keyed up, Florida Georgia Line.
I think that Dustin is a closet bro country guy.
He's he's a closet something, but he's
First off, it was bullshit you brought that out, and it's bullshit that she's saying that I'm a closet bro country fan. I just said I like Luke.
You're still gangster. You've seen Snoop Dogg in concert, so that covers all your bases.
Yeah, I don't know how many Luke Bryans it takes to be washed out by one Snoop Dogg, though.
I've got more Snoop Dogs. I've got the Doggy Style record.
Oof.
I don't have. Don't ever question me right now. Look, everybody had Cruise when it came out. Everybody had Cruise.
I don't think
have it.
I don't think that was Cruise.
I listened to the remix with Nelly today.
Yeah,
in my car.
that's the one I own. But yeah, he's right. That wasn't the one that played. So Lindsay and I we share iTunes.
Mm-hmm.
And she bought.
He knew I was going to say something about it right there.
She actually paid $1.29 for the butchered ass version of Friends in Low Places they done. And yeah, it came on. But in fairness to me, you know what song I was looking for was Warren G, because we were talking about Regulators, and I was looking for Warren G on my iPod.
Do you know where the song Regulators was played at, Amber? You're not from Tennessee. I doubt it.
I'm from what? What'd you say?
I say you're not from Tennessee originally, are you?
I am not. I'm from Indianapolis.
Yeah. The song Regulators, do you know where it was played at? Dustin's a Tennessee guy. He didn't know
I did know this.
Yeah, he didn't know what
It's
song.
ridiculous. I'm going to walk out of my own damn podcast.
It was a Young Gun. It was in the Young Guns. That's where the Regulators came from. He didn't even know that.
I'll tell you what I like to listen to when I work out, and you can make fun of me if you want. But I listen to Pandora and Song Radio on Pandora. And I'm going to shout out to my friend Ashley Farrell, who introduced me to Song Radio.
What's it called?
Song Radio. Because you know with Pandora, you put in one song and then it gives you like songs that are similar.
Yeah.
Song Radio is the greatest. And I have tailored mine so that it is all like 90s and early 2000s hip-hop. So it plays like Snoop and Tupac, throws in Song every once in a while, Genuine, like that whole group. It is so much fun, and I listen to it when I lift, and it makes me laugh the whole time. And I think if people could hear what I was listening to, they would think I would probably look ridiculous. But
I don't, because I was in the gym one day and done the same thing on not on Pandora, but I think it was on YouTube. I just was typing in songs, and I got one better for you. I listened to Jaquan Tipsy.
There you go.
And y'all ever question me again, because nobody else is going to play Jaquan in the gym.
Everybody in the gym getting tipsy right there.
Brad, hey, my friend Brad that you met at that time at the George Jones bar, he used to say, everybody in the club drinking Pepsi. Stupid. Just because he's Brad, that's what he does.
That's Brad.
So Jaquan, and what was the other one? There was a lot. I listened to a lot of those. I've had Shake Your Tail Feather on there on that list.
Oh, yeah.
Anything Nelly.
Oh, I love Shake Your Tail Feather. That's my jam.
That's it.
Yeah. That's the last thing P. Diddy did that was original, wasn't it?
I don't know. Probably.
Well, let's get back to your fitness for a minute. What's your actual date? You're 9 days away, so that puts it in May the what?
May 6th.
May 6th. And so you get down there on May 6th, and what you have the night before. What do y'all do? Do y'all do the prejudging the night before and the show on the 6th?
No. So I'll get down there on May 5th, and I've got prejudging at 9 a.m. on the 6th. So I have to check into the hotel and everything on May 5th. That's when I get my spray tan, which I'm dreading. I get my spray tan, and then I get my hair and makeup done Saturday morning, and then at 4 a.m., which is going to be really fun. I bought hair extensions because they told me that, one of my friends is a hairdresser, and she was like, you need them because when you straighten the hair, you're going to be really flat. So I bought hair extensions. First of all, hair extensions are expensive. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Anyway, so I bought hair extensions. I get my makeup done at like 4 in the morning, and then I've got prejudging at 9. Then we'll get a little break, and then we do the final show at 6. But prejudging, if you know anything about these bodybuilding shows, prejudging is really where it's at.
Yeah.
That's where that's really when they kind of figure out the placing. I mean, the show at night is pretty much just that. It's a show. But you also don't want to like do really well in prejudging and then go gorge yourself and be all bloated for the night show. So the night show matters, but prejudging is the most important thing.
Yeah, it's hard to gain spots in a night show, but it's pretty easy to lose them if you screw up during the day there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because you may not gain weight necessarily, but if you drink a bunch of water, eat a big burger or something, you can be bloated.
Yeah, lose all your lines and everything.
Yeah, and a little bit of bloat will make all the difference in a situation like that.
Well, do you know who your competition is, or any of these girls that you've been working out with, or I know you're set of trainers?
Actually,
go ahead.
All of the girls on my team are going to the Kentucky Muscle show this weekend. And I can't go because obviously it's the draft, so I'll be working. So my show is going to be, I mean, there will be people there, obviously, but I have no idea who I'm competing against. I kind of like it that way because I'm not, like, staring, because right now I'm focusing on me and really all I can do anyway, you know? So it's kind of nice not knowing who I'm going to be up against. Like, I'll get there and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So what are you looking forward to most about getting this behind you?
I want to eat a donut and a burger and have a glass of wine. That's what I'm most looking forward to. But then I'm going to jump back on the wagon like on Monday because I'm going to do a couple more shows before I hang it up for the football season.
Well, has it been, that this being your first one, your first prep and everything, has it been better or worse than you thought it was going to be, or how'd it feel to you?
It's been about as hard as I was expecting. I mean, it's I don't know. There's a lot that I didn't know, but I knew it was going to be really friggin' hard, and it has been really friggin' hard. So, yeah, I guess it's been about what I expected.
Well, that's good. Have you learned a lot that you would do differently next time, or you got a good roadmap now? I know you worked with a good coach, so I think he probably pointed you in the right direction on everything.
Yeah, I mean, not yet. I'll know, like, after I have my show, I'll be able to answer that question a lot better, because right now, without having actually done the show, it's hard for me to say, things I would have done differently or whatever, because I haven't really finished.
Right.
So,
Team Haynes, Team Haynes is who you're with, right? Isn't that right? Team Haynes is who
Hold on just a second, guys. Hold on just a second.
Yep.
Okay, sorry. Yes, Team Haynes.
Yeah.
Is who I'm working with, and they're awesome. They really, I mean, they have a really good track record for getting people trophies, essentially. And they're just really good people. Like all the women that I'm working with are just like, they're just like really inspiring women and really strong women, and I love that about them. And then my coaches could not be any cooler and more accessible. And so that I think I did a good job with selecting who was going to lead me through this for sure.
What did you get? Have you received your posing uniform yet? Have you got it in yet?
Oh yeah, I have it. And it's gorgeous. I actually bought it from someone who is also on my team, and she only worn it once. And it's a really expensive suit that she sold to me for very cheap.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
It was actually kind of a steal, and I was a little worried because the bottoms are tiny. They're an extra small. And I was like, there's no way these are going to fit me. And my coach was like, oh, you'll be surprised. You will definitely be surprised. So I tried it on when I was 9 weeks out, right? And I was like, there is no way. Because I was spilling out in every direction. And my coach was like, send me a picture. I'll be honest with you. And I sent it to him, and he was like, nope, that's too funny. That's going to be perfect. And I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, are you blind? Do you see what I look like right now? But he was 100% right. And that's what's crazy is he knew because he's done this before, but I would have never guessed how like tiny I was going to be and how much my body was going to change. But now I'm really excited because the suit is gorgeous and it's way better than any suit I would have been able to afford new. So I'm pretty excited to step on stage in it.
Well, that's exciting.
Assuming as long as I don't fall.
Yeah. That's exciting. I hope you do good and hope everything keeps going well. It sounds like your spirits are still really, really good too. So that's fantastic.
Yep. Hopefully, everyone keep your fingers crossed for me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm proud of you, my friend. I know you're going to do well and good luck. And I would tell all these people that are haters or doubters or insecure jack-offs that may be not supporting you the way they should be. I would wear belly shirts around them every chance I got to show my abs.
Oh yeah.
I'm not afraid to tell them what I told you today. I said they can all kiss my skinny ass.
Yep.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous when people come out of the woodwork when they don't put in the work that someone else does, and you're putting in the work for sure, and it's a big time goal for you. So I know you do well. My real question is, what in the hell are you going to talk about on Snapchat when this competition's over?
I don't know. Somebody asked me that the other day too, because they're like, Amber, all you have on Snapchat is like your prep stuff, and I was like, well, that's because that is literally my entire life right now. So I don't know. My Snapchat might get a lot more boring or a lot more football centric, I guess.
Did you ever figure out who the creeper was that got caught in your picture the other day when y'all was out on your hike? You got a crazy creeper in the background of one of your pictures.
I got a crazy what in the background?
I got a crazy creeper in the background. You were posing for a picture, and somebody just kind of randomly pops up in the background of your picture and staring at you.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know which one you're talking about.
I just scanning through one of your Instagram accounts.
Oh, I don't know. Well, it could have been anybody.
Yeah, yeah.
She usually tries to keep those people away from the team, not away from her as much.
DK, that's 2.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I guess we'll wrap it up. I know you want to get to the gym, so congratulations on being the first 3-time guest, not named Jeremy Mackie. Once again, your T-shirt will be in the mail with already pre-cut holes or tears in it, so you can tear it off on the stage, Hulk Hogan style.
Excellent. You'll see it on the gram.
Very good.
All right. Well, like I said, good luck and appreciate you coming on.
All right. Thanks, fellas.
Thanks, Amber.
All right. Thanks.
Okay.
And again, thank you again to Amber Harding.
Yep. Good luck again and everything. Always a awesome guest to have on the show.
Yeah, she's a lot of fun. She always brings that real high energy and everything. So she's a lot of fun to talk to. She's a good follow if you're a Titans fan, and if you're into the fitness thing right now, she's you can kind of follow her on her Snapchat and everything and see what it's like getting ready for a show like this.
Absolutely.
So we got a couple more callers wanting to call in.
Since it's our 1-year anniversary, a couple guys just belted that they wanted to call in, so we're going to call a couple of those guys.
Who's the first one we got?
We're going to call old Mackie.
It wouldn't be much of a show if we didn't call Mackie.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be much of a 1-year anniversary if we didn't have this guy on. He is gonna have to get a better ringtone.
I don't even think you can get rid of those.
Is that what it is?
Can you buy ringtone? Mackie? Can you buy ringtones? Can you buy ringtones anymore?
Hello.
Hey, Mackie. Are you kidding me? You hear us, surely.
Okay.
Mackie.
Every time with his phone.
We've done 2 in a row that didn't do that.
Mackie's got to be tired of doing this with us every time.
Oh yeah, I think he's doing it. Are you doing this to us, Mackie?
Do you do this to us?
Hello.
Mackie, are you kidding me? Mackie. Folks, this is what this show's like sometimes, unfortunately.
It's generally...
Just answer it.
All right. Hello?
Mackie. Hey, Mackie.
Hello.
Mackie.
This is second rate.
We're going to take a pause right here and see what we can do better. All right, we finally got Mackie on the phone now. Mackie, I don't know what it is, buddy, but we can't get you. Whatever time we do it, we can't get a hold of you.
Seems every time, huh?
Every time, man. I don't know what's going on with it.
It's like all your women. They can't get you on the first time. They get you on the third and fourth time.
Exactly. You got to tease them every now and then.
That's what I was telling Dustin. I think he's teasing us. I think he does this to us. He calls and say, hey, just hangs up on us.
Hey, sorry we were late, man.
It's okay.
I'm later than my wife on her period the first time we met.
Literally the first time they met.
Literally.
Not the first time.
Yeah.
Jackasses.
Second time.
Oh, see, that's what the beauty of the podcast is. If I wasn't here to make fun of myself,
I'd have to do it.
What are you doing?
Well, happy anniversary, fellas.
Thanks, man. Happy anniversary to you too. You're a big part of the show too, man. So happy anniversary to you.
You know the saying, there wouldn't be a One Lane Road podcast without Jeremy Mackie?
I've been hearing it. I've been hearing people say it.
I've never heard that once in my life.
Yeah, well, it's a bold-faced lie. It absolutely would be a podcast without you, but you bring so much enjoyment to this podcast.
And quite a bit of a fan favorite, too.
Well, I do what I can for the fans.
Well, we appreciate it.
Well, there was a lady that listens to us, and she... her name's Laura Coons, and she says, I don't know that Mackie guy, but boy, he's hilarious. I said, all you got's a stripped down edited version. You ain't never been out of the town with him.
Has to be good on here.
Yeah.
Till your wife says, I'm leaving you if you don't quit hanging out with Mackie.
You ain't lived.
I've heard that once or twice.
My wife's never said that.
I think John Warden's wife said that once or twice too.
Yeah, he moved his ass to Detroit to save his marriage to get away from you.
of all freaking places, Detroit.
The place known for not hiring people for jobs these days. Let's go to Detroit.
Yeah. Let's go to 8 Mile.
Let's go to 8 Mile. Or B-Rabbits up there slanging folks.
Yeah.
And Lindsay's always been relatively cool. And I think, generally with the friends that she likes, she's usually pretty easy on those friends. I'm gonna catch hell no matter what. But like with you and like Brad, I can literally get away with anything under the sun with Brad Krager because he can talk. He could talk anybody out of anything.
Yeah.
There was one day we were supposed to be getting...
talk your wife out of a husband if it's... If you let him.
I don't know. The last time I seen you and Brad Craig together, she wasn't too happy.
Look, man, there's some things...
About every time I've seen him with Brad Craighead, she didn't wind up happy.
Well, some people like to raise hell in life and have a little fun. And
have you seen my husband? No, I've not. Why was I supposed to have?
Well, now we won't talk about our younger you. We won't talk about that on here. Just know Brad Craig had raised me, and sometimes in our older life,
you like to visit the past.
You have to relive those moments.
Some people like to post Throwback Thursday pictures for fun. I like to do Throwback Saturdays with Brad every now and then.
Yeah,
but
I like Whiskey Wednesdays.
Whiskey Wednesday. I just feel like with Brad, he put so much time in mentoring me and building me to the man that he wanted me to be. So I feel like it's a slap in the face now that I'm a man, not to be like, you remember when you taught me this?
That's like a return on his investment.
Yeah.
You've got to give him a return on his investment.
You're really calling him a mentor.
Yeah, it's absolutely. That was my mentor in life.
I've seen it in his eyes, Mackie. He means this shit.
He means it. I've seen Brad Craig.
They were sending you to counseling nowadays.
Look, Brad Craig, we were as the song states, whiskey bit and hellbound one night, and we were singing "The Eyes of Wayland" by Hank Jr. And Brad said, "If this ain't about us right here," and it says, "There's a father, a brother, and a friend," and I think about all the nights we spent wild out on the road. Now that was just. You and Drew Green used to have songs you sung in each other's eyes.
Whatever, dude.
I mean, whatever.
You like to roast me on your comedy stand here.
I used to roast him. That was mine and Brad's song. We talk about the brother, father, whatever the hell it says. I just said it. But yeah, you and Drew Green used to look each other deep in each other's eyes.
Hey, just a quick question. Are you stuck inside a tornado right now?
Do what?
I said, just a quick question. Are you stuck inside a tornado right now?
It's kind of windy out here.
It is.
Are you in Universal Studios in the game Twister?
I mean, I can go back in, but it's going to be loud.
No, that's fine.
Where are you at?
I was just messing with you.
I mean, where am I usually at when you fellas talk to me?
Not a nursing home.
Yeah, I'm on the nursing home tour this week.
Throwing darts at the nursing home.
Yeah.
Is hockey,
I'm out here at Woolies watching the Preds game.
Is hockey season
And
started?
the Red Sox and the Yankees are on. Yeah, it started last week when the Preds won first series.
Damn, son.
And apparently they put somebody on the stretcher here during the game just while I've been outside.
Is it for the other team or the Preds?
No, the Preds, I don't know. I don't even know who it is. I'll find out here in a second, though.
So you've got the Preds and the Red Sox playing. That's a big deal for you.
Yeah.
I think you need to get a Preds tat on your
On my other leg?
on your other leg.
No, I think I'm done with tattoos for a little bit.
You did get another. Hey, all seriousness, you got a really cool tattoo this week.
I did. I went Friday night and got one.
What'd you get?
It's an Eric Church lyric. I got it for Jeff. It says, I wouldn't be the man I am today if not for those I've loved along the way.
Jeff and your mom.
Yep.
So, yeah, that was really cool, man. I really appreciate it. I think now the next look for you would be just to go ahead and get a sleeve because you've put it on your arm where you can't get hired anywhere but FedEx the rest of your life. You've put it on your forearm.
Go ahead.
I'm just waiting for them to fire me now.
First step, sleeve. Second step, grow back that awesome beard.
And shave your head.
Shave your head.
Yeah.
Step 3. Now, step 4 is where it gets a little dicey. We're going to need you to go ahead and get a neck tattoo. And we're going to need you to go ahead and get some teardrops right under one of your eyes. Either one, don't matter which one. Possibly an ice cream cone.
And by Harley.
Yeah.
And by Harley.
And, and assless chaps, obviously, because, I mean, all chaps.
Assless chap.
Yeah.
You know,
all chaps are.
Hey,
that's what I was about to say.
Boucher.
What?
I said, I'm not Bobby Boucher.
I thought you said HBK.
No. There's actually a guy here in town that wears assless chaps out into a bar.
They're not assless until you don't wear pants.
And I'm expecting you never to wear pants under them.
No, listen. He has a tattoo. Dude, I'm not making this up. Of the Wrangler patch tattooed on his ass.
Well.
I cannot make that up.
I bet the gentlemen love him.
Yeah. Those real cowboys.
Them broke back cowboys like that cat.
Yeah. Sponsored by Dale Hart Jr.
Yeah.
Broke back.
You know, I was back whenever I was up in Cookville, lived up there. I was driving my motorcycle to Morrison to work one morning. There's a guy pulled up on a Harley. I was in the middle of Sparta at that stoplight. And I was on a 600 Ninja, and this guy pulled up on a 1200 Harley 1200 Sportster, and was at the red light there, and he just revs it up, gets beside him, and just and when it idles down, he goes, "Hey man, don't you know who I am?" I said, "No man, I ain't got any clue." He said, "I'm the wheelie guy on this little, on that little Sportster." He popped a wheelie and rode it all the way down to the bridge down there in the middle of Sparta, and it screwed me up so much that I missed the green light. I had to sit there through another red light. I bet it was that guy that walked in with the Wrangler patch on his ass.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I think you should go get a Bam Bam Bigelow head tattoo.
Head tattoo, that'd be awesome.
That would be. I mean, you think anybody's gonna mess with you if you got a teardrop and a chrome dome tattoo?
Yeah.
There
ain't a hair on your ass if you don't get a dartboard tattooed on your head.
Hey, who was that? You got put on the stretcher. Friends game. Okay. Yeah, okay.
Tell him to get the hell off my podcast. They don't have any answers for us.
Just old Henry Hall.
Old Henry. So I know something near and dear to your heart, and I've been praying for Brad Craggett all day long since yesterday.
Junior.
Because I know y'all, raise hell and praise Dale, or whatever in the hell you rednecks say during NASCAR season. You damn toothless hillbillies.
Yeah.
So what?
I seen a funny tweet by somebody that you both know. I'm not going to name any names. He's like, I literally feel bad for everybody that I know right now.
Oh yeah.
You know who it is?
Yeah, he's a redneck.
Yeah, he's a redneck, all right.
An awful liberal.
What's his name rhyme with?
I couldn't tell you.
Rhyming means you get two words together that.
I understand what that means.
Okay. It's not
like Blames Thatcher.
Okay, his first name rhymes with Clay.
Dre. It was Dr. Dre that tweeted it.
Dr. Dre. Man.
Dr. Dre gives a shit about NASCAR. Unbelievable. Rhymes with Clay. So it wasn't Dr. Dre?
It wasn't Dr. Dre.
All right. Well.
What else is new in the Hermitage Springs world up there?
Man, we just hang on these escorts for the 1 year anniversary show, drinking Mountain Hollers, living the dream.
I've got a Dr. Thunder right here on the side. Hey, I seen a man and a woman down at the Dairy Burger earlier that pulled up on a Harley. Obviously, it's probably their first, maybe second time ever riding this thing. He pulls up, circles the Dairy Burger parking lot, tries to stop, finds him some gravel to stop in, first of all, on this great old big Harley the man had really no business being on, and drops it right there in front of everybody. Had his wife on the back of it, had one of those tall seats, and kind of had her cocooned into it, throws her straight off of it, rolls her out on the ground right there. She has a headset built into her helmet, rips that thing right out of there, and she rolls around on the ground. She says, "What are you doing?" He said, "I guess I dropped it, didn't I?" That's all he said.
If I know anything about a Harley driver, his wife got smacked for falling off that Harley when she got home.
I walked down there and said, "Y'all need some help?" He said, "Yeah, this thing's heavy." And I helped him set it back up. I said, "You're going to want to go ahead and put that kickstand down before you try to pick that back up." And he goes, "Yeah." And he starts picking it up. He just keeps going with it. Don't even care. Don't even, just so embarrassed by the situation. Don't even think about it. I had to run over there and put the kickstand down. And then he gets it back up, halfway back up, and he says, I got it. Wanted me to stop helping him. So I let go of it, and he drops it again.
That's what happens when you get a midlife crisis and get to the Harley shop before you get in common sense and realize you've never been on a hog before.
Yeah, you buy a 2,000-pound motorcycle that you can't do anything with.
Wild hogs, by God. I would like to have hung out with Dale Jr. I think now's the time to hang out with Dale Jr. now that he's retiring. I think this
will be the time to get him now. Now that he ain't got all these sponsors and everything.
I'd like to hang out with his old lady.
Well, hello.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah. Likely story there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I just think he's cool. I just with people with NASCAR, I don't think a lot of NASCAR people wouldn't really be cool. But I think Dale Jr. I don't think his heart was ever in NASCAR as much as his daddy's. I think he just followed the family tradition.
Footsteps. Yeah.
I do think that.
I think the thing about those NASCAR drivers is where the entire world has portrayed them as just rednecks for so long that their publicist and everything got a hold of all those drivers and really, really, really coached them on how to be a public figure and what to say. And they are so dry whenever you're listening to them talk because they've been coached so much. And hopefully with him
it's more of a business now,
it's so much of a business now. And hopefully now that he's out, some of his personality will get to shine.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
you got to thank every sponsor on your dagging car and everything. You know?
Oh, yeah.
But they got to get paid too, I guess.
Yeah, that's right.
So what's been your favorite part of our podcast in the last? We're looking for people to pander to us all night long. So we're looking for yes men right now. We're currently hiring yes men for the podcast. So
just go ahead and brag about something that Dustin and I do really well, or just anything like that. Something that makes us look really good.
Well, my favorite part, or my favorite episode.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, obviously, my favorite episode would probably be the Jeff tribute, Jeff tribute.
God rest his
show.
soul.
But other than that, man, probably James Hatcher. Just the stories on James Hatcher.
Yeah,
we ain't even got to the stories on James Hatcher.
Yeah,
we're saving those for year 2.
Yeah,
I'll be nice and not say anything about Hatcher last night.
We're gonna have to get Dustin and James back on speaking terms.
We're good.
Oh, y'all are good right now?
Yeah,
we're good.
Yeah, they're good right now.
Oh, okay.
It ain't football season, so we're tighter than vice grips right now.
Yeah, the Packers ain't started losing yet.
Yeah,
it's the last time you'll talk to him this year.
I think.
No, I have to talk to him because he's on my damn Dark League team. So.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes I forget what happened between us because all I remember, it's
Fiala. That's who it is.
It's like real sketchy between
his leg injury.
Who?
The Predators got Fiala.
I think it's Kevin Fiala.
Damn it, Kevin! We got Lord Stanley Cup to win.
Yeah, right.
He don't hardly sound Canadian enough to matter.
Yeah. No,
he don't. Yeah,
He sounds Finnish.
Yeah,
he's probably pretty good. I think it's cold there too.
So I don't really remember what happened to me and James. I just remember that something he said the Titans wouldn't win 5 games and the Titans wouldn't beat the Packers' ass like 47-21. Then there's this whole thing where like they're supposed to win in the playoffs and they didn't because that's what they do. They don't win in the playoffs. They don't win in the playoffs. Anyway, I digress. I don't really. We're good. We're good now. So, but you can tell what happened because nobody listened to the show anyway, so nobody will know that James Hatcher done something stupid last night. If you want to talk about it.
No, it's good.
Hey, it's good. Till you drink, then you'll tell us anyway.
I mean, like
for an hour or 2 hours.
Because James Hatcher went to Spanky's last night, so.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. And I went to buy his beers. I went to turn around, and he's MIA. Apparently, he walked home.
Well, I think she lives close to there.
It's still a good little haul.
It ain't like walking from the strip club and having to take a dump with your sock.
Let's not bring that one up.
And I will say I was not a part of that one. I don't even think I knew the guy that was in that story that was at the strip club and got mad and started walking from Smithville, because that's what you do when you live in Cookeville or Sparta.
No, they left me. They left me.
They left who? See, the story wasn't even about you. You're so funny.
They thought I left with someone else, and which I didn't.
Yeah, no, why would you?
And then they left me, and I ended up walking. It was a bad night.
Yes. That seems about as good as time as any to wrap it up on that interview.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, man, we appreciate you coming on. Thank you for all.
Man.
Thank you for all of your.
I'll try to get back up there one weekend or something.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for all of the times you come on over the last year.
Go Preds, go Yankees.
Go Mackie.
I will beat the hell out of you right now. I will be in Boston Friday, so.
Well, wear your leggings so everybody can see your
tats.
I'll take care of it.
All right, man.
All right. Have fun.
See you, brother.
See you guys.
See you.
We're going to go ahead and call.
While your party is reached.
We're going to go ahead and call Blake Allen while we're sitting here, too.
Yeah, Mackie got the same
I meant to say. I didn't say anything.
Hello?
Captain America.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What about it?
Just out here being a scout for Helen's Restaurant and checking out Krabby J's. I think it's going up for sale.
Ah.
They got any food left over there? Is it all been confiscated back into the market?
Well, I think that guy took it all to his house and then turned it in on his insurance, but I'm sure he'd be willing to give you a little bit of it back. I think it'll probably ruin before he ever gets to it.
First off, this ain't topics. We don't put dirty laundry on the internet for everybody to hear.
That was all alleged.
But thank you for putting your name on this.
Allegedly, all that happened.
Supposedly, he stole his own food.
If it's in the Jackson County Sentinel, then it's legit.
It's still alleged.
No, supposedly he stole his own catfish and shrimp and then claimed the insurance claim.
Yeah.
Oh, that was some odd. It's odd, man.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. Yeah. I'm a fan of catfish and shrimp. I wonder if he delivers to North Springs before it ruins.
So we had some sour.
Apparently, it was actually pretty good too. So I don't know what the deal was there.
Yeah, man, it was swamped every time I drove by. The only thing I saw he needed was some more seating room.
Yeah, I had to eat in the ditch line. I had to go over on the porch and press fitness and watch Blake work out, and I ate my sandwich while I done it. But
I'm just glad he didn't come over here and steal some of these 45s, or I'd be in trouble.
We had some Sourwood alumni up here the other day. Where was you at?
I didn't get an invite. Apparently, I was not on the list.
Oh.
And that hurts me, too, because I can't do everything, Blake. You know what I mean? And
I mean, that sounds like the woman in you, but I agree.
All right. But, yeah, I had a real crazy work week, and I feel like we threw it together kind of because them boys were supposed to have been on a couple weeks ago, and I had to cancel on them. And then... What show was that after? That was after...
Couldn't tell you.
No, that was after Tyreek. That was after Tyreek's.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
So we kind of put that together last minute. So I assumed that you would talk to them boys, they would talk to you, then shit.
Well, I think the weekend that y'all did that, I was in Alabama for a bachelor party.
So even if I would have gotten the invite, I probably couldn't have made it anyway.
Gotcha.
Sounds
Probably.
like the woman in you coming out right there. But
Yeah. Well, hey, I mean, there's a little bit of golf involved, and then
There was golf involved and some alcohol to be consumed, I'd have to imagine.
well, I mean, we were still good enough to drive the cart.
Right?
sometimes that can be challenging for anybody that's sitting there and thinking, well, what's the big deal in driving a car? That can be challenging on no golf cars sometimes.
Well, let me, for people that have never been to, a course besides Southern Hills or the country club, this was actually a really nice course, and they had marshals and all kinds of stuff out there, driving by and checking on you, making sure you're playing
you're not,
at the right pace, and
making sure you're not out there taking 19 shots on every hole.
Yeah, you mix in the extracurriculars with those golf marshals pulling up on you. It gets pretty intense.
Yeah, they don't like that.
I like to live my life at the old Adam Sandler song, "The Medium Pace." That's how I live my life. Except for the shampoo bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to thinking. We said that some Amber earlier was the first 3-time guest not named Mackie. Blake's now an official 3-time guest too. Officially, now the first one didn't get. I don't think the first one got aired because it was so rough because it was at the park. But Blake is a 3-time guest now.
Well, that would make him a 4-time guest because he was at the one at my house. And he was on the Jeff tribute.
That's right, the Jeff tribute. Though you are a 4-time guest now.
I mean, I wanted to say when I picked up the phone, long-time listener, first-time caller, but I couldn't justify it.
Right.
Oh man.
Not being the Tennessee fan that I am, I do listen to the ball calls every once in a while just to remind myself of why I'm not a Tennessee fan.
And just to troll everybody else. Yeah,
so I get hey, love the show, long-time listener, first-time caller.
So that's kind of like, that's a real exclusive. That's like Ric Flair being like a 2-time WWE Hall of Famer. Like that just don't happen just to anybody. So you gotta. It's a pretty big deal, is what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, and I did want to. One thing I wanted to say while I was on here was congratulations to Lucas for sticking with you for a year, because I know that was tough.
Hey, buddy, it ain't been easy, and I appreciate you recognizing that. I appreciate that.
I feel like there should be an award for that, like a plaque, or
He brought me a plaque earlier. He brought me a trophy and a plaque.
I want to.
Well, at least he has gotten a little bit considerate over this past 365 days.
Yeah.
Hey, he's known me since we were kids. If he knew he wouldn't get into this with the damn diva.
Hey, well, at least he had a little bit of knowledge of how you could be or what you could become.
Yeah, there's always the possibility I'm going off the rails at any time. I'm not exactly, he knew what bed he was crawling into, all right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't the first time he crawled there. He know all about this cat for a long time.
He knew the sheets wasn't clean either.
Well,
yeah, I didn't take the black light with me. I knew what I was getting into.
Well, smart guy. And Lucas has got me out of a lot of situations over the years.
I ain't got an edit button.
And has done it on the podcast a few times also.
That's what I keep hearing. I one of the things Mark Hensley said was I've reeled him back in a time or two.
I saw that. And that couldn't be more true either.
Yeah, you got.
Yeah.
I think it's right. The yin and the yang.
But y'all know in the back of your mind, you're just waiting for me to lose it on here one night, and just say it so crazy that Lucas can't even keep up with the edit button.
Well, I'm thinking that if that ever does happen, it'll probably never get put on the internet. So
it really depends on how bad it is. If it's really bad, it's probably going on.
If it's a monumental meltdown, you got to put it on there.
If it's a little one, just one where he's had a bad day, I'm probably going to edit it out. If it's monumental, one of these that's, it's going to go down in the Hall of Fame, it's going out there.
Yeah,
there's a difference in
F-word. It's
word.
going to make the ratings shoot out the roof.
Oh yeah, if it's 1 or 2 F-bombs, that's probably just going to get cut out. If it's F train coming down the pipes. We're probably going to go ahead and.
So basically, he's saying if it's a normal conversation with me, we can't have those.
that is what I'm getting out of this.
And while we're stroking Lucas over here, how about the fact that I have self-consciously pulled back and not done that for the betterment of the show because I have got a mouth like Aaron Hernandez's jailmate.
I'm assuming that was a shot at me being a Florida fan that you threw that in there.
That wasn't. That just was a shot that I would imagine that he had a bad mouth on him as a gay
shot
cellmate.
that you figured he would take.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Hello.
I don't know. I was afraid y'all were going to go the wrong route with that when I said I had the same mouth as Aaron Hernandez's gay lover because they could have went in a lot of different ways right there. Thank God for not picking up on what I was putting down on accident.
I heard today that may not be true, that he may just be doing some stuff, but who knows? That guy may just be saying some stuff, trying to get it out there.
Well, he's probably on that synthetic weed also.
Oh, yeah.
I hadn't read enough about it. I don't think that
the jail, the prison is saying that third note was to his lawyers and not to his gay lover. Yeah.
So his lawyer's the homo.
Possibly. Who knows?
That's what I got out of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how much praying did Tebow have to do for that damn train wreck of a team? The Pouncey brothers, Hernandez,
it worked. So evidently, however much it was the right amount.
I don't know if it worked or not. Aaron Hernandez killed about 5 people.
Well, in college is what he meant.
I think he must have only killed one of them in college.
We won 2 national championships, so
Yeah.
I mean, it worked.
Maybe that was his outlet. Maybe he had to go kill some people allegedly to
supposedly
just to get.
He's like Pedro Serrano. You got to kill a chicken before you can hit some dingers.
Maybe you got to shoot somebody in the eye before you go out there and play a football game.
Only from a Florida fan would you put the analogy together with killing a chicken to 5 freaking human beings. You don't see the correlation there?
The sacrificing the KFC bucket.
Yeah.
Then he had a bad game, so they said they should have got the live one.
Yeah, that's the worst part. Whenever that's where the other two got killed was he had a bad game, man. Just iced him cats.
I mean, the possibilities are endless with this story. I think we're just tipping the iceberg of what's really going on here.
Oh, yeah.
Knowing me, I'm just hoping it turns into a Lifetime movie one day. So I can kick back on the couch and watch it in pure enjoyment.
Hey, well, I guarantee you, I will promise you this. If it does, I will record it or watch it with you.
We may watch that one on the live on the podcast.
Hey,
yeah, on a couch.
Bring your popcorn, buddy.
Yeah, yeah. We got the podcast couch down there now.
And some tissues too, because there's going to be some sad parts in there.
Yeah, like when his cellmate learns that he's died, he's hung himself. There's just tear jerkers right there.
Yeah, I'm tearing up thinking about it.
So I can imagine Aaron Hernandez, gay lover, being like Tracy Morgan was in Longest Yard.
Oh yeah, I can kind of imagine Aaron Hernandez being like that.
What was the wanted to be the kicker quarterback Brucey? I could imagine like him being something around that.
Look, y'all talk all the shit y'all want about Hernandez. If some of his homies listen to this podcast on YouTube by accident,
yeah, if you accidentally catch this on there, hey,
well,
I didn't make none of it. All that was alleged.
Yeah, they said that he put the Illuminati symbol on his forehead. Well, I'm kind of worried about that.
Yeah.
I
heard
that's
Illuminati.
A secret organization you don't want to mess with.
I heard Illuminati. I've heard John 3:16. I've heard he's wrote on the walls in blood and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. So apparently, whatever was going on in that jail, there wasn't a whole lot of people that knew what was going on.
Yeah, apparently there's no security cameras in that prison.
I'm thinking the synthetic weed that he hit was probably secondhand from the guard.
Yeah, it sounded like it had a little LSD in it too. If he was writing on walls and on his
yeah, no kidding.
Yeah,
I think you brought some bath salts out of the equation. It sounded like.
Oh man,
I ain't heard about them since that dude was eating faces in Florida.
Yeah, no kidding.
Maybe in her name.
Zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
How's your redneck side coping today with the announcement of Dale Jr. retiring from NASCAR?
Well, at first it kind of hit me a little hard, and then I realized that he was nowhere near as good as his daddy was. So, it kind of didn't bat an eye. I was kind of disappointed more for Dale than I was Dale Jr., that his boy disappointed him by never winning one. His dad dominated and won 7, so, I mean, the redneck in me is going to miss him, but the Dale fan in me is glad he's gone because he's a disappointment.
You think he ever really wanted to race? You think he was just trying to live up to his daddy's expectations?
I mean, if you grow up around it, I'm sure he had a little bit of interest in it. I mean, he made god awful amounts of money.
Ain't that the
so
truth?
why wouldn't he want to do it? But probably expectation.
Yeah.
And he failed miserably. Just in case anybody's wondering.
Well,
how can you be the most popular driver in NASCAR and you've never won a championship?
Because he's the coolest man probably walking the face of the earth, and he's had only man on face of the earth that's had more women than Dale Jr. was probably Derek Jeter or A-Rod.
Yeah, you're correct, and he is actually a really good guy, and he does a lot for charity, but still though, man, you've got to win at least one.
Has Danica Patrick ever won one?
Her dad,
no,
Dale
I don't
Earnhardt,
think so.
though.
So what you're saying is the most beloved NASCAR driver of all time has a tied record with Danica Patrick.
He's won races.
Well, he has actually won a race.
Right.
He's
won a championship.
Right.
He's won a lot of races.
Yeah, he won quite a few races, but
never took that's like kind of like the Warriors winning all those games, not taking the championship home though. You just don't.
Oh yeah,
that's
a disappointment.
Yeah,
that's a disappointment. Michael Jordan was sitting in his recliner with a big stogie. Just laughing hysterically, going, "Couldn't finish it, could you, fellas?"
I always like that meme. It was Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan laughing. And it said, 73-9 sounds good, but 70 or so. What was I forget? It was something about the ring to it. 73-9, but it didn't have a ring.
Oh
to
yeah,
it.
Got a good ring to it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I still
tried hard that story.
Yeah, you did.
You know, Michael Jordan was, the competitive nature that he has whenever they lost. He's over here like, I'm the man still. Y'all can suck it.
You know who the win-win was in that situation?
You're going to tie this to Shaq somehow, I know.
No, not this time. I mean, but if you do want to go search a search engine somewhere, the greatest playoff of all time, if you want to just go by records, 15-1, 2001 Lakers just busting chops, beating asses. I mean, that's just how it goes down now. I can't have it. And they fooled around, let Iverson win that one game in overtime. Which, they've been the first undefeated team. But no, I wouldn't bring in Shaq in it. Thank you for doing that so I could remind who the greatest playoff team of all time is, if we're talking about percentage rate.
Right.
Because they busted everybody. And saying they didn't beat nobody, they beat the Trailblazers, the Jailblazers, they beat the Sacramento Queens in their prime, and they demolished Tim Duncan and David Robinson. So everybody wants to go out and get on that Spurs bandwagon. They beat the Spurs.
I got him on a roll, Blake.
They beat them by 39 and 29 to close them out, but who am I to talk about it? Shaq was only putting up 35, 36 a game. It doesn't really matter. He's he's overrated. He's overrated.
Hey, with stats like that, the ESPN layoffs, they're going to be calling you, buddy.
I can't wait. Yeah, I'd go up. I'd move my family to Bristol for 2 years to get fired. I can always come back and do something productive, I'm sure. But no, the win-win situation was Steve Kerr because he played on the '96 Bulls and he coached the Warriors. So he owns the 2 top records in history, in somewhat.
That's very true. But still, though,
usually is when it comes out of my mouth.
Well,
tough guy.
I wouldn't go that far, but
depends on what I'm having to talk about. I might have to lie when I have to.
Well, yeah. I mean, hey, every man does, right? But I still, I don't think going back to the Dale Jr. thing. I really think what kind of pushed him over the edge was when he went out with the concussion last year. I think it kind of opened his eyes a little bit.
Yeah,
and he is getting up there in age. NASCAR is not really one of those physically demanding. You can't do it after a certain age. I mean, shoot, I'm pretty sure Terry Labonte, I think he's 60-something by now. I think he could get in, still win one. But, I mean, when you go out with an injury like that, I think, I think that kind of made him realize that, he's not no spring chicken, and
That's right.
he's, looking forward to other things, and he's still going to make buttload of cash. I mean, him and Brett Favre on the Wrangler commercial. Shoot, I want to go buy a pair every time I see one.
Shoot, there's a lot of women going to buy Wranglers with no panties on just to I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just talking about get women.
But I don't know. I don't know which one they're wanting to touch of, Favre or Junior, because it'd be a tough decision for me.
It just depends whether Favre wears his Crocs. The most disappointing thing about all that stuff with Brett Favre, it wasn't that he was cheating on his wife of his high school sweetheart with a vivacious 20-year-old. It was the fact that my favorite quarterback of all time, not Nate Steve McNair, wore Crocs. That's what pissed me off the most about that.
I think that's my favorite thing.
Well,
we have something in common.
Time to reevaluate some things in life. Are they camouflage Crocs?
Oh, no, they're neon yellow.
Shut up. My dad has camouflage Crocs.
Yeah, speaking of your dad, he gave me the old no emotion hand signal passing by his house the other day.
Guarantee it.
I mean, I tooted the horn, had the windows down, right out the window. He was right by the road, and he just gave me that blank stare, and that little flick of the wrist with his hand turned sideways.
He said, "Son, hell, I was sitting out here by the road today. I was just trying to check the mail. Hey, some goofy bitch come out through here, damn, giving it to Shooter McGavin, by God. I don't know what he was doing."
Yeah, I hit him. I gave him a little bit of the pistol hand, but I don't think he was ready for it.
He didn't mention. I stopped there and talked to him yesterday. He didn't mention because most of the time he'll say, "I was sitting out here today, and hey, the car come through, and hey, somebody, hell, he's hanging halfway out the window, and he waved there. I don't know what kind of vehicle it was."
Well, it kind of worked out pretty good because I was following my grandpa, who has a international speed limit of 25. I mean, that's his speed limit. It don't go no faster. So, cruising by Rick's cabin there, I seen him outside. I was like, well, I'm going pretty slow. Maybe he'll recognize me. No, I was wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
I was definitely wrong.
Hey, I love him to death. My dad, he's been great for me, but I've got that emotionless face for a long time. I'll tell him something. I'm telling him, here's my dad's reaction 90% of the time to something I'm very excited about. Hey, Daddy, we're going over here today. I'm going to interview Jim Wyatt from the Titans.
Well,
no, wait for it. It's usually just a head nod. I'm like, all right, good talk, Rick. Pretty good old fella, though.
Good talk to you, Dad.
Well, hey, man, we're sitting here. This is our fourth interview. It's going to be on the podcast. We talked to Mackie. We talked to Amber Harden and Jim Wyatt. So we're right here at 2 hours, man. So we're gonna hang up on you now. And no, I was kidding. But hey, no.
What's this sound like?
Well, hey, man, we did want to thank you though for being a loyal listener since day one. You've been one of our most supportive listeners.
Yeah, guys. Hey, I mean, all jokes aside, I enjoy listening to you guys talk. I enjoy being on the show. You've had some really good interviews over the years, mine being the best.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
At least one C.
You're the only person that has ever worn the green Hulk can.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm look forward to many more years to come and hopefully get to see y'all guys soon.
All right, man. We appreciate it. Thanks for calling in, bud.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
See you.
Well, that was our fourth one for the night. There's some pretty good interviews there. Mackie and Blake, always a good time.
Yeah. Yep. Escorts and Mackie and Blake.
Yep.
So we can't go. Hey,
Now
I'm
they all
glad I
gotta
didn't
go.
cuss him. I was trying to cuss him. I'm glad you.
Yeah, I'm glad you did, and I kept trying to.
I'm just kidding.
Kept trying to break back in that something's going on here, and I can't edit it out.
Yeah, well, I thought I was hanging up on him. We were going to stop for a second, but it's already so late into the night. My wife said, "You won't ever be home by 8 o'clock." I said, "Yeah, I'll be home by 8:30 at least." So
yeah, not even close.
So the only thing I want to touch on the ending to kind of a PTI quick hit, Jalen Hurd, who left the Vols. He'll be a wide receiver at Baylor next year, switching from running back to wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I guess his stock plummeted. He knew he wasn't going to go anywhere in the draft. So
Well, at least he didn't go to the Tennessee Tech, so at
yeah.
least he's going on to a bigger school.
And then NBA playoffs going on. We'll cover that more in depth next week if we get together. And last thing, Jason Eady, who is one of our Don Asbury, said it was probably his favorite musical guest so far.
Yeah.
Don Asbury commented, and he said that Jason Eady was an excellent interview. He actually said he was impressed with Jesse Kramer's voice for a 20-year-old.
Yeah, he does have a good 20-year-old voice.
So that's where Don's at with his interviews. He kind of was around that time period. But Jason Eady, CD released on April 21st. He had a show with Justin Wells. Actually, last Wednesday in Nashville, I had planned on attending until I got shipped off to Denver.
Right.
So I texted him and I asked him how it went, and he said, I stayed out a little too late. We had a little bit too much time. I'm feeling it today. But it was well worth it. So I bought it off iTunes. I highly suggest anybody go buy not Jason Aldean's for sure.
Jason Eady's.
Sorry. Jason Eady's self-titled album that come out last week, man. It's well worth if you're a traditional country music fan.
And it's got his title that we played on here, Why I Left Atlanta, which is fantastic. I've been listening to it a lot here lately.
Oh, I've listened to it every day since then. And I also love the song 40 Years. I love the song But Not Too Loud. It's about basically something that you'll be able to relate to one day, something I'm related to right now. Waylon and your kids want to hang out with you all the time to go into the fact that they don't.
Yeah.
So, and then really good. I got to see it live in Lexington. He played the whole album, so it was cool to see those songs actually come out studio-wise and
good.
Get to know what he's talking about. And hopefully next week we'll have a report from Knoxville
of
Cody Jinks, Ward Davis, and Coulter Wall, managed by the badass Mary Spar.
All right. So. All right, everybody. That's our one-year show. We appreciate everybody that's been listening. We thank you for listening tonight. If you're still out there with us, spread the word, tell everybody, and we're going to keep rolling and rocking.
Buy the T-shirt, buy the koozie, be the cool kids.
All right. Thanks, everybody.